Who gets hurt the most when you go no contact with narcissistic people? Or should I say, who should it hurt the most? When you finally get fed up with dealing with the narcissistic nonsense within your family, friends, wherever, and you finally cut those ties and you go no contact, who should be the one to feel it right there? I'd like for you to go ahead and take a moment to write your response down below. I'm anxious to see what you have to say. And then I'm gonna come and tell you what I have to say about it. Before I do though, I wanna let you know that I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. Those of you who are feeling lost and confused coming out of an abusive relationship, I do take one-on-one calls. In addition to that, I have a brand new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday, with a live chat, live questions and answers. It's only $49 for the entire month. You cannot afford to miss out on it, especially those of you who are trying to start a brand new life. It doesn't matter when you get started, by the way, as long as you get down there and get started. So I'll see you in class. Now we're talking about who should feel the pain of no contact. And I'm anxiously reading your comments. And there's three things that I want to share with you in this message. Number one is not only who should feel the pain, but why it's so painful. And then lastly, we're going to talk about how long the pain lasts. So who should feel the pain? Who should no contact hurt the most? Probably a lot of people are going to say, hopefully them, right? No. The reality is that no contact should hurt you the most if you're going no contact the right way. There's a couple of reasons why it should be you. Reason number one, you cared about the relationship. You cared about what the relationship represented. You cared about what the potential was. It's something that you cared about, so obviously you're letting that go. The investment is lost, right? So you're gonna care about that. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute with the reasons why it hurts. But number two, if you're wanting it to hurt them, if you're wanting the narcissistic people to be the ones to feel the pain of no contact, then what you're really doing is playing a game. You're trying to punish them, which means you're engaged with them still. You're enmeshed with them still. You're trying to go one way while you got one eye that way. You're trying to leave Sodom and Gomorrah like Lot's wife, but looking behind you, right? That's what happens if you're trying to punish them. You're not really going no contact. You're just playing silent treatment games, and you'll freeze. You'll turn into a pillar of salt. You won't go anywhere. You won't heal. You'll become stuck in that place of playing a game with narcissists. So this is why the pain needs to be you. Because that pain represents you being done. It represents you mourning the loss of the relationship, you mourning the loss of the investment. You've invested everything that you've had, money, your possessions, your time, your energy, and you lost it. Mourn the loss of that. Bring that pain into you so you feel it, right? It's the equivalent of having dead branches now pruned away from you. You're getting the dead branches cut off of your life. There's pain involved in that. And this is why no contact has to be for life. It's a life decision. Listen, when dead branches are cut off a tree, those dead branches don't get put back on. No. The space is left for new branches to grow, right? So my thoughts are, going no contact should hurt you. If it's not painful for you, if you're not the one focusing on your hurt with your decision to go no contact, then check what you're even doing, because you might just be playing games and you're not even starting to heal yet, all right? So now let's talk about why it hurts so bad. We covered a little bit of that, but number one, it hurts bad because you are severing ties, you're going no contact with the dream that you had, what you thought the relationship represented, the hopes, the future, what you thought the relationship could have looked like, what you invested towards, right? Nobody invests in the stock market expecting to go broke. They're hoping to receive 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It's the same way in relationships. You gave everything you had in the relationship expecting it to grow and blossom. 7 times what you put in. Instead, you went broke. That's reason number one, it hurts. Everything you hoped for is gone. Number two, the reason why going no contact is gonna hurt you this is a big one, is because you never imagined you would be a person in life that would have to consciously cut people out, especially family members, right? Especially close friends. I mean, we weren't brought up being taught that it's okay to cut these people out of our lives. As a matter of fact, we were brought up believing the opposite. If you cut people out of your lives, it makes you a bad person. And that understanding became a part of our ego. Part of the ego that you've had in life, part of the ego that I've had in life, is that we need to get along with everybody. And in order to get along with everybody, it means you don't cut anybody out, right? Instead, you meet people where they're at with compassion and understanding. But come to find out that that just makes you a doormat, especially with narcissistic people, right? They abuse that, use that, take advantage of that. So you're at this place now where your ego is practically shattered, right? And that's what narcissistic abuse does. It like throws a stone at your ego of glass. And that hurts. Because now you're questioning, am I a good person? Is it okay to go no contact? Is it okay to cut out family members? Is it okay to cut out friends? That's painful. You're separating from the you that you've always known. So you're not only going no contact with other people that you hoped would be a good relationship, but you're going no contact with your past self, the way in which you used to see the world, your past understanding, your past narrative, your former ego, your former self. You're cutting ties with that, right? Listen, even the dead branches being cut off from a tree were at one time a part of that tree. You know what I'm saying? So your former beliefs were a part of you. They're being cut away. So that's also why it hurts. And this is why it should hurt you, okay? This is why it's your pain. This is why going no contact needs to be you accepting the pain in your life. Don't wish it as a punishment for the narcissist. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as something, a pain that you need to bring in and embrace. Focus on how it's hurting you. And now the final question is, well, how long, Kevin, does it hurt? How long do I need to be in pain? When will the agony stop? Well, a couple of things here for you. Number one, if you have not yet accepted that the pain belongs to you, that no contact is meant to hurt you, if you haven't accepted that and you're still waiting for no contact to hurt them, okay, well then you haven't even started yet to really heal. You're still just playing games. Okay, so you got to get past that point. You got to get to where you bring in the pain to yourself, accept it, accept the pain of going no contact, accept that it's yours, so you can start to mourn the loss. Once you do that, you're on the path for the pain to slowly stop over time. Now, what's involved in the pain going away? Well, a couple of things. One, you're letting go of everything you thought you could have had. So you're making room for a life that you really don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I promise you, you'll grow. What are you also processing? Well, you're also letting go of your former self. So what's involved in the healing process and why it takes so long is you're rebuilding your narrative, you're rebuilding your ego, but this time, your ego is based on your experiences and it's based on what you now know to be true in life. It's no longer based on the Disney movies. It's no longer based on what you learned at church. It's no longer based on what you learned in public school. Your new narrative, your new self with your boundaries in place is a result of you. So this is a lengthy process. It's like starting over in life, rebuilding how you see the world, how you see other people. So this is going to take a while. All right, Kevin, get to the point. How long exactly is it going to take? For me, it took me 3.5, almost 4 years to get to the place where I was healed from no contact. And now granted, this is going to be different for everybody. This for me was involved a few years of abuse from in-laws, having my character attacked, like many of you have, being called names, cussed at, the violence, the hostility, the bullying. But in addition to that, in the process was also my upbringing, processing my dad, why he was in and out of my life, my mom and her issues. So all of it throughout my life, that's another thing to consider as to why it takes so long. You're not just healing from the narcissistic abuse you've experienced this time, you're healing and you're progressing based on the narcissism you've seen in the world all of your life. That's what's really forming you, right? This is what's really calling you to develop better boundaries. So for me, it took 3.5, 4 years to really start to accept a lot of this stuff. 3.5, 4 years. Some people, it could take 10. It doesn't matter. It's not a race. We're not here to see who can heal the fastest. We're on this journey together. King David, before he was king, he ran from King Saul. He hid in a cave, and he was in a cave anywhere from 10 to 14 years while he processed the very same things that you and I are processing right now. Joseph, after his brothers narcissistically threw him in a pit in the ancient literature of the Bible, they left him to die. Joseph went on to become the Prince of Egypt, but for a period of 14 to 17 years, he was in pain. He was in the prison in Egypt trying to process the pain. The pain of what? The pain of the narcissism throughout the world. The pain of the narcissism throughout his own family, his own brothers. So it takes a different amount of time for everybody. Going no contact takes a different amount of time. So it could take 3 to 4 years, it could take 5 years, it could take 10 years. But the key to this message is to understand that the healing doesn't take place until you realize that the pain is yours. Take it. Don't expect them to be hurt. Make sure that you're hurting. That's how you know you're healing. Listen, as I said, I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I have the brand new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday. It's only $49 for an entire month. You cannot afford to miss out on it. It doesn't matter when you get started in the program. You can start anytime during the month, just get started, right? So head on down there and I'll see you in that class. And before I leave, I want to let you know that there's another video for you that I believe you should watch. And actually, I'm gonna allow YouTube to pick this video for you. So here it is, right here. Whatever that video's, whatever YouTube suggests to you, I recommend you watch it. Because YouTube knows what you're watching, all right? It's watching you. And it recommends this video for you, and I'm gonna agree by it. I'm gonna stand by it, all right? You let me know what you think. I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We.